September shattered temperature records all across the globe. Climate activists are raising alarms. The damage seen is only a fraction of what is to come. CGTN's Edis Tiansan explains.
Last month, California's Death Valley saw temperatures rise to 127 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 53 degrees Celsius, making it the hottest day ever for the month of September anywhere in the world.
I wish it were cooler already. This is abnormally hot for September.
But the month of September was abnormally hot for the global average. It was first June, then July, and August. Now September has become the fourth consecutive month to beat its own record for hottest temperatures recorded in history. That's according to Europe's Copernicus Climate Change Service that collects data globally. The ongoing El Niño phenomenon is partly to blame, but many scientists are astounded by the amount of increase in global average temperatures last month. September 2023 beat the previous record for that month by 0.5 degrees Celsius, the largest jump in temperature ever seen. And it was about 1.8 degrees Celsius warmer than pre-industrial levels.
From 1980 to today, we've seen it increasingly get hotter and hotter. So when you look at these, there's a wonderful graphic called the climate stripes, and it shows beautiful blues, shades of blues leading into red. That red starts from 1980 onward. And I think that's why the younger generations are feeling this and relating to this and pushing their parents and pushing the older generations to do something. And that's creating this sense of urgency.
More communities are now starting to feel that urgency through unusually extreme weather events and catastrophic disasters. On Friday, the UN Children's Fund UNICEF said weather-related disasters forcibly displaced a staggering 43.1 million children across 44 countries over the past 6 years. That amounts to an alarming average of 20,000 children uprooted every day.
We know this is impacting humans. We also know this is impacting animals. We're facing the 6th greatest extinction event. The last one was 61 million years ago with the dinosaurs. So this one we're facing now, we could lose 50% of land-based species. And so when you think about an extinction event of that magnitude and how it impacts humans, animals, our biodiversity, access to medicines and plants, it really makes you open your eyes to the fact that we need to change how we live on this planet.
The latest revelation puts 2023 firmly on track to be the hottest year in recorded history, putting ever more pressure on global leaders to agree on a tougher battle with man-made climate change. It is Tianshan, CGTN, Los Angeles.
Okay, time to take a closer look at these rising temperatures and, of course, the effects from these temperatures. Joining us now is Stan Cox, an author and Ecosphere Studies Research Fellow at the nonprofit Land Institute. Stan, thanks very much for taking some time to chat with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
The hottest September on record. I think that it would have been a bigger news story if it wasn't the hottest. I think everybody around the world just kept looking at the temperatures that month and just amazed it was getting so warm. So what do we do with this information? We just had a couple of big global meetings, and the overall sense was we're tired of hearing people talk. We need to take action.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The climate science community for 30 years has been telling us this was going to happen, and now they're very much able to say, we told you so. In 2018, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change they issued a report saying this is what's going to happen at 1.5 degrees of warming over pre-industrial levels, and we had better not exceed that, because at 2 degrees it's going to be calamitous. Now we learned that we're already at the 1.5 degree level, and now the climate scientists are saying that emissions need to decline at a rate more than 5% per year until we get to 0. And there's nothing that has been done by the high emitting nations that would come even close to doing that. There's nothing approaching that that speed of drawdown.
Stan, I think you were talking a bit about the figure that first came out in the Paris Climate Accord back in 2015, and a lot of people said, well, that's gone out the window. We're not going to be able to do that. So what can be done to slow the reverse of this warming trend? You talked about the emitting nations, but they would almost have to slam on the brakes instantly. And even construction of lithium batteries, that releases dangerous greenhouse gases into the air. It just seems like it's a double-edged sword everywhere you turn.
Right. And very soon it's going to be too late to avoid catastrophic warming, but that shouldn't deter us, because every degree that can be shaved off will preserve some quality of life for the world. But we are depending too much on technology and markets to solve this problem here. And getting it kind of backwards. Building up renewable energy capacity is not going to drive fossil fuel use down to zero. It's got to be the other way around. That we have mandatory methods to drive fossil fuel use down to zero, and at the same time compensate for that by building up renewable energy.
Well, Stan, we thank you so much for this. It's a huge story, and I'm sure one we're going to be following, sadly, for the days and weeks, months to come. But thank you very much for your insight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.